day drinking on a Sunday after a podcast. That's what we do here, everybody. Episode 98, DJ Eddie, 90.1 KKFI. We talked, what a good, this was a great episode, guys. I don't need to say much. Go and just enjoy this episode. We talk hip-hop. We talk science fiction. We talk FM radio. We talk a lot of good stuff. Had some drinks. I've had drinks since guys, I'm going to keep it professional and not slur my words. Episode 98. Follow me. Follow the podcast. Like, subscribe, all that shit that you're supposed to peddle into yourself for. Whore yourself out just so people will love you. Guys, will you just love me and show me it by giving me a like? That's this day's social commentary right there. I'm drunk. Episode 98. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Inner Talk Podcast. We'll no topic is off limits. Now here's your host, my daddy, Enjoy the Soul. Oh, wait, thank you for coming to the Inner Podcast. Boom, talk, boom.
All right, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Boom, shellac, boom. Here we go. The Inner Talk Podcast, episode number 98. We're almost there.
Hey, almost 100. 95 is my favorite number, but, 98 is good, too.
Who do we got here? Do your introduction like you do on your show.
What's good? It's your boy DJ E, a.k.a. Eddie Bo, a.k.a. Black Caesar, live at the Neander Talk Podcast.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah.
Damn, you're a professional.
Yep. Been doing it a while, so I'm with the shit.
How long you been doing it?
I started in 2009. So we're coming up there.
You're like a FM DJ.
FM DJ.
FM DJ,
I started
the real
at
deal.
K-State, and I went there, and I went there originally to do sports broadcasting. And I was like, I really love sports. I was going to play, ended up hurting myself, and I just lost my love for the game. I was like, man.
For what game?
Fuck that. For football.
What was your position?
Defensive end.
Okay.
Yep, and linebacker too. But, I just didn't really want to take any of that route. So I was like, okay, shit, you can be a sports broadcaster. I said, okay, I'm going to go. And then the first day I was in the radio class, some dude came up to me named George West. He was like my OG there, and
Professor George West?
Nah, he might be a professor. If you see a picture of him, he looked like Cornel West for real, big ass fro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah. He told me that you could have a hip hop show, radio show, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. And then he was like, you can have a co-host if you want, and I was like, cool. And there was some other dude in the class named Joseph Knighton. And I went up to him and was like, hey, bro, you want to have a show, a hip-hop radio show? He was like, yeah, I'm totally down for that. I was like, bet. He was like, what are we going to call it? And I was like, shit, let's call it the E and J Show, off the rip, immediately. I was like, Edward and Joseph, okay, E and J, we'll just call it the E and J Show. Sounds nice.
Irk and jerk.
Yeah, we got brand recognition with E and J. We'll sip that, whatever. And, that's how it started, and it's still E and J all day. We're Energy and Jams now, officially, though. That's the LLC. That's what we move under. That's the umbrella, Energy and Jams.
You say we, but now it's just you. But that's how it started out.
It's we because it's always we. My boy, he has the Energy and Jams. He's tatted up Energy and Jams. I ain't got no tats, but he's been tatted. He's with the shit. Like, I set up the company. It's still 50-50. He ain't got to do nothing, period, And when we're where we need to be, we can bring it back together, Like, shit.
I don't know what that means, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know what any of that means. You're like, we're together, we're a company. What's your company?
My company is Energy and Jams Enterprise. It's an entertainment company.
What does that mean?
What that means is myself, I'm an entertainer, entertainment personality.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That's like that's the business class or whatever you want to call it. That's my job.
Okay.
Entertainment personality.
Can I do that?
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Am I entertaining enough? That's the question.
I think so. I mean, you're 98 deep and it's only going up, so it's like, yeah. For sure. But yeah, so entertainment personality, and under that, we want to have artists. I have a record label.
You do?
Yeah, for sure.
Dang.
For sure. And just trying to podcasting and stuff, entertainment, so like any idea we can try to come up with that we can fit in there is what we want to do with Energy and
Entertainment is
Jams.
just a big umbrella.
Yeah.
Entertainment umbrella.
Yep. But our main thing right now and always is the radio. The radio, FM radio waves. I have a real love for radio. I know it's kind of slowly fading out, but listening to music isn't. Streaming isn't. The radio station streams worldwide. We have people listening all across the globe and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing like getting in your car and being able to turn to a station and listen to music.
Yeah, you did touch on something that I've mentioned and touched on more than a few times on the podcast, is how radio, along with like TV, is especially the radio, it really is dying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it does seem like AM is kind of making a comeback for some strange reason. I think it's just kind of a right wing.
Yeah, right wing and sports.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, so there is that. I think that could hold on. I don't know. It just seems like FM is slowly. I mean, you see it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely slowly fading out. But I just think they have to come out with other ways to reach the audience. The audience is still there. The audience is actually growing. People who are consuming music. So it's like, if they're not listening on the radio, we need to make sure that we're saying, hey, you can stream on your Alexa app. All you have to do is say, stream KKFI or whatever. So you just got to be pushing out all the other avenues too. And I think, having like a Spotify for the station, being on Instagram and, all that stuff helps too.
You guys have a Spotify for the?
I don't think KKFI does. I need to check it out. But the Energy and Jam Show, definitely, I'm about to start doing that though.
It's probably a good way to go.
Yeah.
So do you guys have commercials? Because you're like local radio.
Yeah.
Like it's like 90.1 KKFI. That's a little bit different than
KPRS.
Yeah, or whatever, a bigger.
Or 95.7. They're a nonprofit radio station, right? It's a community radio station. So they don't have to play all the ads and all that stuff. And I like that a lot better, really, too, because that allows me to have a show where it's like, I already know that my show's without song selection or guests or anything, I don't have to pay 1,000 commercials. I don't have to play the same 2 songs over and over. So it's like, just that alone in itself, it's not too hard to make a better radio show. All you got to do is, add the guests, add the music, and then it's like, well, the formula is already there. So you just have to keep pushing it.
That's kind of how radio like the DJ started.
Mm-hmm.
It was, way back in the day where a DJ would be like, here's what I like. Here's the tracks on these records that I'm going to spin for you guys.
Right.
And they just kind of took over. Do you listen to what I like? I mean, that's how it began.
Mm-hmm. And that's really
and somewhere that's disappeared. That's gone.
Right. That's like what my show is too. Is like what I'm thinking that week or whatever I was listening to or just how I'm feeling is how I go into the show. And a lot of the songs that I'm like bumping, riding around, or I hear new shit, I'm like, okay, I'll like screenshot it or whatever. And then when I come to the editing phase, I'll start throwing all the screenshots together and be like, okay, that was hard. This is this. And then I'll just put them together. So a lot of times it's just like how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'm all the way hyped. Sometimes it's like, man, I need to hit him with old school. Sometimes I know people be tripping. They're probably like, man, every 8 to 10 Saturday, all hip hop, he killing it. And then sometimes I'll come in with like soul jams and stuff. But it's like you gotta expand your mind too. And how I try to mix them all together and stuff is really what my show is too.
That's really cool. How many all right, I do listen to the radio. Like I think I mentioned on your you had me on your show.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again. That was awesome.
No doubt.
And I think I mentioned on there wherever I go, I have the worst car.
Mm-hmm.
You finally were here. You saw us.
Right.
That's whatever you see. Both of them. I don't have a CD player. I certainly don't have Bluetooth in there.
Mm-hmm.
I can listen to sometimes I'll put my headphones in, I guess, if it's something I need to listen to, but I listen to the radio, so for guys like me, it's awesome. And so, but I bounced around. I listened to a lot of different radio shows, and I listened to the local hip hop one.
Mm-hmm.
All the one.
Right.
Brian B. Shining.
Yep. Brian B. Shining. What is his name?
Joe Cornejo.
Yeah, Joe Cornejo. Shout out to him. I know he's been doing some cool shows when things were open.
Yeah, Hot 103 Jams.
Yada yada. Podcast.
So yep. I obviously will pop that on every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
How jealous do those DJs, if that's what, I don't know, how jealous are they, do you think, of you that you get to do, I'm sure it goes both ways. They're not doing it because they're probably
Yeah.
making more money. I don't know. I'm going to speculate. But that you have the freedom to just play. This is what I want to play. Like,
Well, the thing is, it's like
you know they want that.
they definitely want that, but it's you don't really get the opportunity at the main stations like that.
I know.
The freedom is not there, and that's what I'm trying to do. Keep it going, keep my thing together, and so that I can move it to a bigger platform, where they can't tell me, no, you can't play this or can't do that.
On the radio?
Yeah, on the radio, for sure.
I mean, is that your
or
goal?
Sirius, it could be
Okay.
satellite. Satellite's the main goal. But wherever, I'm down to go to any station, any market that will allow me to take the Energy and Jam show and myself, like that's what I'm trying to do. But I don't know about jealousy or anything like that. What I do,
I mean, I don't mean. I just mean that wouldn't they like to do that too?
they would. What I see is all be playing a song from a local artist that I know is cold, and so I'll keep playing it every week. This will probably go on about 4 or 5 weeks. On the 6th week, though, the other stations start picking it up, and then they'll start playing it, and I'll keep it in rotation, but a little less too, though, so we can start trying to get the next one that goes out. I know people are paying attention, but I just feel like I feel like I'm honored, kind of, I'm like, shoot, this is what we want. We want the stations to play the people. If this is how it's got to go, then cool, man. I ain't gonna jack the whole playlist. We already know who started it, and if you don't, you will at some point,
That's awesome. And at least it feels good to know that, hey, I was on these guys. I was on this dude first. I was on this girl first. Like I knew she was gonna blow up.
Right.
Took you guys 6 weeks, yeah.
And sometimes that's conservative figure, because sometimes it's a lot longer too.
Yeah.
But they probably get a lot of music and stuff too. But it's really about being out there. If I'm at the shows, if I'm shaking hands, dapping people up or whatever, and actually paying attention to what's coming out and who's working, it's not hard to find who's actually putting out good music. But when you're only just if you're just getting an email full of 1,000 music, it's like, how do you know what's actually tight,
Yeah.
And then I think your ear doesn't even pick it right, because you don't even know. You haven't seen it live. You haven't seen it in the club. You're just experiencing it in the office or whatever.
Is that how you like to absorb it first, the best? Like, is that how your favorite way to absorb it, to know if it's going to be good or not, is
person.
live?
Yeah, live
Really?
in person. Yeah, because I can tell.
Oh, really? I'd like to. Excellent.
I can tell if you can rap way easier. Off the rip. I've been in the game a minute. I know a lot of people who can rap well. And so it's like, if I see you perform live, I'm able to make a way more educated guess or generalization about you as an artist. I'm able to tell easier myself.
Even if they're rapping
From Kansas City. And even when people come out of town, I can tell I might like them more just because I see them perform live. They're bringing the energy that I didn't necessarily see on the track, and then I'll be able to find something that I like from them just because I know they have it in them,
Okay, you know where I'm going to go with this.
Yeah.
So you're like that even if they're rapping over their lyrics?
Yeah. The thing is,
because if you're going to say, if I see you live perform, I know you're a real rapper. But if they're rapping over their lyrics, how can you tell they're a real rapper and not just lip singing to some heavily produced stuff?
Well, that definitely happens a lot of the time, but I don't think they're necessarily lip syncing. That's not what it is now. Now it's like have the track, and then you're just performing over the track, which isn't what you should do. You should have a performance track. That's not what we want. But if you are killing it, it don't matter to me, bro. You could, if you're putting on a good performance, if you're engaging the crowd, it don't freaking matter it don't matter if it sounds like garbage. If you yourself as the artist are getting out there making the crowd hype, it don't even matter if they know the words really. It's like if you in there moshing and getting the whole crowd hype, but your words are over the vocals, I'm not gonna be like, man, this dude had the words over the vocals. I'm gonna be like, he had the crowd rocking, But yeah, he had the words over the vocals. But firstly, he had the crowd rocking.
Huh. That's interesting.
I mean,
I get
preferred method, and the greats and people who are deeper in the game are going to not do it like that. But I think performance tracks are okay. but it's just part of the game now, dude.
It's part of the game, and you're cool with that. You accept that.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to a certain level, you shouldn't be doing that. Once
sure. Now that, yeah, I'm not gonna hate on if you're like if you're brand new, like you're just starting to perform live, you're a fairly new rapper, only doing it for maybe a couple years. I can see that as like maybe some training wheels, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that, but I mean, at some point you got to drop it and be like, "Yo, I'm like." You have to be undeniable. To be great, you have to be undeniable.
If it works every time with the crowd, though.
How? But till when? At one point, people are gonna be like, I don't know.
Make some turn up shit. That's the thing. A lot of the time, the concert is the young crowd, anyways, bro. Okay, like we're becoming OGs in the game. Okay,
how old are you, by the way?
I'm 30 this year.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're much younger than me.
I'm still a young man, but I'm
you got
an
some
OG
old school
when it
in
comes
you.
to the music.
Of
game
course
and stuff.
you are.
I've been in it for a long time, so
of course
it's like,
you have to be.
I'm seasoned when it comes to that.
Any hip hop head's gonna be an OG. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I know.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
I guess not the newer kids.
They're all about.
They're all about. Yeah, they're all about Migos and Fetty Wap. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. It's like
it's fine.
It's about the turn up. Sometimes it's about the turn up. It's about the energy you bring. Sometimes I don't even know if it's about the song. It's like it's the beat and the energy. So that doesn't require you to freaking have to have the perfect performance. All it requires you is to bring energy. You might not even be doing that many shows anyways. They're gonna hear the song how they heard it in the concert. Those fans that was actually getting hype with you. But
I can't do it.
I don't endorse it though. I do not endorse this. I don't endorse it.
It sounds like you're kind of endorsing it.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm like,
it's just like I'm not gonna hate too bad because like, man, I've seen it work. I've seen it work, and I know it does work. So it is what it is. But I never been to a big ass arena where they was doing this shit like that. I never been to bigger venues, nice venues where they was doing it like that. So it's like, how far do you want to take it? How much do you want to elevate your artistry?
Mm-hmm.
So I get where it's coming from.
See, if I'm coming to see you, I already know that I like you. There's a slim chance, for the most part, that I don't know who you are. Unless I'm going to like a smaller show, local show. Of course, you're just seeing, I want to see hip hop. But if I'm coming to see you, I already like you. Now I want to see you perform. I'm coming to pay you because I want to watch you perform the stuff that I love in person. Like, this is what I'm watching the dude I like.
Yeah.
And then when they don't do it, it's like, I have your Spotify list. I could have done this at work. Just
was it even a performance? Like, what did I just pay for?
Even if it's a performance, even if he's jumping around and getting hype, I'm still, I can't suspend my disbelief. You're right in front of me. Mm-hmm. I paid good money to see you. Mm-hmm. I want to see you perform. Like, I want to see you
really
rap.
Perform.
Yeah, I want to see your craft.
We want to see him rap. Not just, karaoke it.
I don't necessarily need you to put on a show, because if you can rap and you can rap live the shit that I came to see you do, I'm going to be hype.
Right.
I'm going to be hype. I already know that I love your stuff.
I feel it. But, it's like.
I know. I'm pretty bullheaded on this, and I don't know, some people might take it the wrong way, but.
Most people in the game who've been in there more than 5 years or anything, or just got a little sense or feel the exact same way, though. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it, but it still just happens. So
yeah,
I don't know if it's a young kid thing or but then I know people who are older who will still do it too. But then they have hype performances, so I'm like, I don't know, am I just hating or what? But it's like, you shouldn't do it. Come on. Let's maybe. Okay, look, we're in the quarantine right now. So whenever this comes out, this is a challenge to the rappers out there who are rapping over their tracks, right? We've been in this quarantine a minute. It might even last longer. So, practice all your songs. Get some performance tracks. Performance tracks are key, right? It's just like the hook or the in and outs in there. It ain't got to be the whole song, And when we open back up, perform with those, okay?
Yeah.
Perform without the whole track as a challenge to yourself. And to the Neanderthal podcast too, because he fucking hates it.
I couldn't have said that any better. I love that.
Yeah, we drop commercials at gyms all day. Okay.
I just love what you're saying. Like, for real, if the argument that some people would get, I'm not going to call him out. I've called him out before. He's my friend. I will not call him out. But an argument that I've heard from a local rapper is, I have too many songs. I can't remember them all. And that's where I'm like, well, just practice. If you know you have a show and it's whatever 6 songs or whatever, just memorize those 6 songs. But he's like, oh, I've got too many. I can't remember them all.
Yeah, I mean, that's clearly a easy way out. But, I can see it too, I guess. But it's definitely an easy out. Like, I can't remember all these dang songs, But shoot, if you're a rapper, you kind of got to. That's kind of part of the job,
But if you've got that many
songs, though, like if you got that many, though, it depends how many shows you're doing, though. If you're doing a show a week, okay, that could get confusing. But if the shows are 3 weeks,
they ain't doing that. These
right.
local guys ain't doing that.
Exactly. So if the shows are 3 weeks, 4 weeks apart, then just have a playlist. Have a playlist with the 6 songs on there, and that's like what you bump most of the day. When you're in the whip or riding around or just at the crib. You just bumping those 6 songs, like, okay, yep.
Shout out to those that can actually perform and do their shit.
Yeah, shout out to people who actually perform. Shout out to Steady P. He's a great performer.
Shevin.
Yeah, Shevin, great performer. Abnorm, he's really great, too.
Abnorm is good. He's fun.
Yeah.
He gets hype.
Yeah, he gets hype.
That
I saw
dude's
him.
funny.
What was it? Steady P had he just was performing at the Voodoo Lounge. It was a special event though, and Ab was performing too.
I think was that Twista?
No, it was he was headlining actually. Steady P was headlining.
Okay.
It was his headlining show for Indie Ground, and I just was like, man, I was up late. I had a whole bunch of shit to do, but I was like, man, let me slide out there real quick just to show love. And I pulled up, and it was a great show. And Abnorm had that thing rocking. He got off the stage, was going all up in the crowd. He was on the bar and stuff. I was like,
nice.
Yeah. I was like, this is what we want to see. I was like, immediately yeah, this was worth my time for sure, my time and my money.
Hell yeah, yeah, I like that. Yeah, that dude's good. Louise Rip, Lucid Flows. Those guys put on. Yeah, I've seen some good live. I've seen some other that are. Yeah, I'm not gonna call it the ones that disappoint me. I'm not gonna call it the ones that disappoint me.
Right. No, it's cool, man. There's a lot of that too, but I just try to shine the light on the tight. On the good music.
Yeah,
and stuff.
But you were making a great point. Like right now during quarantine, now is the time to where you shouldn't have excuses to hone your craft.
Right.
Start you know what I think a lot of these rappers, who's paving the way and showing you what you need to be doing right now. Is Machine Gun Kelly. Have you seen what he's been doing?
Rapping in the car,
rapping in his house, yeah. Just like him.
Just
him right
out.
there. Basically almost like he's almost got it set up like we're doing. Just like his camera's nicer.
Yeah.
But it's just him doing, and then he's just putting it out there like here it is.
Definitely.
Like I think everybody should be doing that right now.
Content is key, and especially at a time like this, is like what is anybody really doing but watching stuff on their phone, computer, or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like keep putting it out. Keep putting it out for sure. If you got the home studio, now's a good time for the home studio too, because the big studios are closed anyways, really. So
you just got that $1,200. Just order yourself a mic.
Spend that stimulus check and become a rapper.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
That's
do it. That's what
advice.
It's for. That's my advice.
Fuck it, all right? Drop a mixtape with that $1,200.
Yes, chase your dream.
Yeah.
Takes money
or
to
at
make
least,
money.
Get an LLC or something. That's the way that you don't even got to use your home money for that. Get the LLC.
There it is.
Yeah.
Man.
We dropping gems out here,
We are. So, KKFI show, Energy and Jam show, that's once a week?
That's once a week. That's Saturdays at 8 p.m. I used to be an overnight show. I was an overnight for probably like a year and a half, and it was 2 to 5 a.m. on Saturday mornings.
What's that
so
like? The
Friday night, right before the club closed, the hour before the club closed, and then when the club closed,
it's the after party show.
Yeah, it was the after party. I would have people come through because we're in Westport, 39th and Main. We'd have a lot of parties and stuff. We'd kick it at 3. I would start a portion called the Let Out. and I would, be playing like, okay, we try to get the lady in the car, we're riding home type music, like for about an hour, like I got you player, like if
that. Nice.
look, like
what a
if you
wingman.
accidentally turn on to 90.1, like you good, dog, like I got you, like for sure. And then like at 4, the last hour, I get back in the party, first hour partying, and then let out, and then
which let out? Give me a couple good let out songs. What are some go-tos?
Let's see the let out. See, I haven't done it in a minute, but I know I definitely
of course not. It's coronavirus. God dang it, Ryan.
Yeah, no, we're good though.
Yeah.
Usher though, I know I definitely got some Usher on there. I had some Wale. I'm trying to think who else. I know Tory Lanez. I can't remember my let out because I've been doing this 8 to 10 for so long. But like Chris Brown and shit like that, like the things that the ladies like is stuff you can ride smooth to, not so gangstered out how we be doing most of the time on the show,
Okay, so you don't only play local stuff. You'll play anything.
No, I play whatever I'm feeling like, man.
I love it.
My show last night, I started off with Bill Withers' City of Angels, because that song, I don't know if you know that song. That dude, rest in peace to him. He passed away this month, but he's one of my favorite artists of all time. And he sings so damn good on that song that I just be thinking like, man, I want to move to L.A. I don't even like L.A. Like, I don't even like L.A. My whole family lives in San Diego. Like, if I go out to Cali, I'm going to live in San Diego. But it's like, man, he's singing this motherfucker so soulful that I'm just like, boy, I need to go there. He had me, like, feeling it. And the music is just beautiful. And so I started off with that. Then I like went into like new Drake and shit. But yeah, man. Well, I play whatever I'm feeling like, for real.
You just whatever you want.
Whatever I'm feeling like, literally, like whatever I was feeling that week. I'm riding around and I'm like, man, this shit's kind of hitting. And I'm like, okay, I just add that to the list and then I'll edit the music up.
Do you try to play a lot of local stuff though?
Oh yeah, I play a lot of local too.
I thought
it's
so.
Like 50. It's like 50-50.
That's a good.
It's like 50-50,
I like it.
really.
Okay. So you're saying just you're playing kind of whatever you're feeling. How are you finding what you're feeling? Like, are you just going on Spotify and hitting random lists? Are you curating? Like, how are you curating the things that you want to listen to know if you want to play it or not?
Well, what I have right now is I use Google Play Music because you like get that when you have the YouTube Premium, when you don't have ads. This isn't a commercial for them, but I fucking hate ads on YouTube. I can't stand them. Mm-hmm. And having that makes it so there's none. So I'm like, shit, that's the route. I have an Android too. So Google Play, boom. I use Google Play. I already have like 700 liked songs, right? That are all like classics or just really good songs. And I'm always adding to that list. And so I'm listening to that throughout the week. It'll bring me to some artists that I hadn't thought about or some shit like that. And then I will just go from there. I'm like, okay, this cat, and I maybe might start a radio on that cat or just look up him, see who he's featuring with, and then I'll get that. Just like move like that, really. Just whatever I'm listening to at the time.
But how do you find new stuff?
That's how I find it, man. That's how I find everything.
Okay.
There's also like DJ sites and stuff like that, or pools, record pools, right, where you can get the music like that, see order by the new releases. But if I'm out living my life, I'm going the way my shit is set up. I'm gonna get new music to my shit. I'm gonna run into people, who are telling me what they've been listening to and stuff like that. It's like I'm moving around, and so my music taste changes too. But yeah, I'm just looking. I'm also looking at the new releases that are coming out. I follow a whole bunch of artists on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. I keep up with what's going on. So that's the way too. But mostly just that list of all my songs, and I just branch from there, and it'll take me to different little places. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I like that.
Are you from Kansas City?
Yeah, I'm from Kansas City. I'm from Kansas though.
All right,
the Kansas side.
Wyandotte?
Well, I'm born in KCK. I grew up in like Lenexa in Kansas City, Missouri. So it's like a kind of weird dichotomy. My dad's side, my whole family, the Bohannons, we got a gang of Bohannons in Kansas City, and they're all in Missouri. And my mom's side is in Kansas.
Shawnee, you said?
Yeah, Lenexa and Shawnee. Yep, Lenexa, Shawnee. It's all the same, man.
75th Street area or whatever.
Right, yeah, you feel me? And so that's how I came in. But I went to school. I went to school in Kansas, graduated in Kansas, went to college in Kansas, but my whole family.
So you grew up around here?
Yeah, my whole family lives in Missouri too. So it's like every day after
Kansas
school,
City.
I'm here. I'm Kansas City. If somebody gonna ask me where I'm from, I'm gonna say Kansas City. If they ask me where I'm gonna say all of it. You bitch is what I'm gonna say. Nah,
I mean, if you're I don't have any legit numbers to back this up on, so go with me on this.
All right, I'm riding.
But if you're from Kansas City, if you say, yeah, I'm from Kansas City, chances are you've lived in a lot of different places in Kansas City, whether it be Shawnee or Lee Summit or Liberty or Midtown, Wyandotte, whatever. That's all kind of... Oh, yeah. And chances are you've lived in multiple spots. I've lived... Multiple spots. I lived in Wyandotte. I lived in Lenox, 75th Street and I-35. I lived in Midtown for a long time. Yeah. Liberty. I'm in Independence now. Like, I've been... Yep. Kansas City. I'm all
KC all the way. Yeah, my family's deep out here.
That's not where I'm from, though. That's just where I've lived in the past 20 years.
Where are you from originally?
Been all over. I was a military brat. I was born and raised in Michigan, but then I bounced around South Dakota, Louisiana, then Leavenworth, Kansas. Graduated from there. And then Leavenworth sucks a fucking giant dick. Pretty much. Fuck you, Leavenworth. But when I graduated, I was like, Kansas City's dope. I'm going to move there.
Kansas City's pretty cool.
And so just, drove the 45 minutes here. Went to Wyandotte, found the first place I found, and...
Kicked it ever since, huh?
For the most part.
Right. That's what's up. Yeah. I love KC. It's my favorite place to be from, for sure. I couldn't imagine really being from somewhere else where motherfuckers don't know about barbecue and shit like that.
A lot of places are going to argue with that. Texas will argue. South Carolina's going to argue.
Everybody can go ahead and argue.
Memphis is going to argue.
They all want to argue. Okay, but you been there, you ate the shit, then it's like, okay, all right, yeah, come back, come to KC. You want me to send you some gates? Because y'all need some of that. You feel me? Like,
it is a wonderful thing having real barbecue. I remember one time I was sitting at Joe's KC. I still want to call it Oklahoma Joe's because I'm from Kansas City.
Right. Okie Joe's.
And I was just sitting with my buddy. We were eating a Z-Man sandwich. And I looked at him. I go, do you know how lucky we are? I go, you and I right now are eating one of the best sandwiches in America. Like, literally, that's like...
In America.
In America. This is one of the best... And we're just... Let's not take it for granted. Like, this is legit.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know...
How many people can say that?
People line up pretty hard for the Oklahoma Joe's. That's the one.
You can go when it's dead.
Them, but
you can go when it's dead.
It's like too many people in line, bro. I don't care what's going on. I'm now standing outside.
Go 2 o'clock.
A 20-person line for no barbecue.
2, 3 o'clock. There's nobody there. Yeah. I go there and there's nobody there.
You got the timing down, huh? Just pull up, slide in. That's
what you do.
That's the best when you can get in and get out for sure.
Is that gonna change though? Like
No, now we all are waiting in lines. We always have to pick it up, like that. Everywhere's going to be drive-through now, I guess.
All right, or DoorDash.
Everything's DoorDash. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely interesting times. Some things are progressing. Some things are, going backwards. But we got to keep moving forward, though. Ain't no going back.
I don't know. It sucks. Anyways, whatever with all that. What was kind of some of your influences growing up hip-hop wise? Like, who were you listening to? Like, how did you get so ingrained in it? Was it just happenstance that this professor, or not the professor, but...
It was happenstance, but no, hip-hop's always been, like, my favorite thing. And I loved Tupac growing up. Tupac and Jay-Z were, like, my favorite rappers growing up, for sure. Like...
complete opposites.
Like Better Days, I think, was one of my favorite albums growing up. When I remember I got that like for Christmas one year, and I was young enough to where I still had tapes and stuff like Bone Thugs. I remember my Bone Thugs First of the Month tape, like that was hard.
You have no idea what that CD or that cassette means to me, man.
Right? Like I remember that.
I used to ride to high school, go to high school bumping that.
I remember the silver Sony Walkman, like I had that, and I was always in hip hop, but yeah, Tupac was what made me love hip hop. I was like, damn, he was a poet. He was ahead of his time, acting and doing all that, and just so cold with it too. and passionate. And then Jay-Z, I felt like he was the best rapper, like best rapper, period, is how I felt. He had the best lyrically and was super cold. Doesn't use a pen. Like, what? And all the shit he's put out didn't use a pen, and that's what kind of got me into the game. But then I like Ludacris. Ludacris was one of the first CDs I remember, actually the first CDs I remember having. And it was where all the cuss words were like actual little sound bites. Like instead of bitch, every time it was like, like a smooch sound or something.
Rubber duck or something.
Yeah. I really liked how he did that. And I remember that. But I've loved hip hop ever since I was a youngin' for sure.
Nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start getting into local hip hop?
Local, I really didn't start getting into local hip hop until maybe I was 19, 18. I messed with some local rappers and stuff, and I knew some rappers, and I've been to studios and that. Some of my homies performed. We had studios, but I really didn't get into it until I started doing the radio thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I was always coming back to Kansas City for breaks and stuff. And so I'd be going to the shows. I'd start talking to people and, just networking. And that's how I came into it. Ever since then, I just started getting more and more ties and getting more people on the show. It's crazy because some of the cats that I rock with, I've been playing them on the radio, the whole time, like since I very first
How cool
started.
is that? Yeah.
They've been getting radio play for like 10 years,
Yeah, there's some legends.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of the legends that you
that you
still mess with
I think Steady P is a legend. Nowadays, Irv the Phenom, I think he's great. He's one of my favorite artists of all time. His projects, I like him a lot. There's so many people though,
there's a ton. It's amazing how rich the hip hop culture is in Kansas City, and that people just straight up overlook.
We're going hard. I like Marley Young a lot too.
Everybody loves Marley Young. That dude's been blown up for a good solid year.
Yeah, he's on
year
the
and a
way
half,
up.
something like that.
G Watts, you can't forget G Watts. Yeah. He's one of the top spitters out of town.
Big D Walk lately. I hear
D-Walk,
everybody's talking about him.
With D Walk too. He's newer, but he's arguably got the biggest movement out of Kansas City right now. Definitely. I fuck with him.
Nice.
He was on my show like couple weeks back, and it was real cool to have him and his people pull up on me.
Now, you're also starting a podcast?
Yeah. Well,
or is it
I'm definitely going to be starting one. I'm not sure if I should just release all my old shows first or just start some new shit,
I would start some new shit.
Yeah.
Start fresh. Start with a whole new... I don't know, would it still be Energy and Jams?
Probably just be podcast
show.
Yeah.
Energy and Jams podcast?
Yeah, Energy and Jams podcast. Easy enough.
You got your show, your Saturday show, but then then we've got...
Now we got a podcast on some different things where we can actually cuss, and I can say bitch and shit and all that.
Can't say that on this show. How dare you?
Yeah, my bad.
How dare you?
The FCC be...
He came over here cussing on my fucking show.
Hey, make sure you edit that out. Make sure and if you don't, I edit the music too for my radio show, so I'll come back and, scrub it out.
It's a wild, wild west, baby. Say whatever you want. We don't
right.
care. Just give a shit.
Yeah, I really like... That's why I really like the podcast stuff too, because it's more freedom. We do, on radio, we do have the FCC to worry about, so we don't want to have too many slip-ups or cuss words or anything like that.
What happens when that happens?
Well,
for real.
For what I'm going to say, for me, if the FCC is watching this show, I'm going to say what they do is they fine you. They fine the station, and it's like...
They fine you and the station?
They fine the station, which will be fining me because they're going to find me out of a job. Okay?
How much is the fine?
It's like $20,000 at least, like minimum if they go through with the FCC violation. But
like what would that be if you actually played a...
If I play a song that is saying like hella cuss words for the whole time, I'm gonna tell you how it happens.
Okay.
If it's a song playing a whole bunch of cuss words the whole time, or it don't even have to be that. If somebody, there's like George Carlin, the 7 dirty words, the words you can't say.
Right.
You can't say certain words on the radio.
Right.
Period. And so if a whole bunch of 7 dirty words got said, and then someone, probably some older person's gonna call in and be like, I want to report. They'll go to the internet. I want to report an FCC violation.
No.
Yep.
That's how it happens?
Or they're called the station. They're called the station manager, but
You gotta be kidding me.
A lot of times they just get on the internet.
Oh, my snitches.
Snitches, bro.
That's disgusting.
Yep.
I have no idea what I'm fascinated by the radio world. I would love to learn more. I'd like to go into a studio sometime and check it out. I thought my ignorance ass thought it was like, I don't even know that they just automatically knew somehow. Like there was some kind of algorithm
definitely snitches.
It's snitches that just say, hey, I just heard the F word.
Yeah.
What if it's just one time? Is it what if?
Well, there's probably a whatever you call it, where like they can review it and you can
it's all recorded so they can come back and review it to make sure that snitch was telling the truth.
I'm sure you can argue it or whatever, where they don't have to fine you like that. You probably can get on probation or whatever. But the thing is, you don't want to have to go through any of that. You do not want to get fined by the FCC. So we do everything that we can to not do that. We do try to. I try to push the limit and stuff, but I don't also want any trouble. So it's like I got to be careful.
How does KKFI make their money? How are they able to stay afloat if they're not doing commercials?
Well, they do commercials, but not too many.
Okay.
They're nonprofit, so a lot of grants, a lot of donations. They do a lot of fund drives, like so many of them, and a lot of it's community radio stations. So the people in the community are the ones a lot of the time keeping it going for real.
Do you get paid for it?
I get paid, not for this show, no.
Okay.
I get paid in other ways I get paid off of the show, but not on the show. Not the 8 to 10, the 2 hours.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes it worth it.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes it worth it. It's all for the love of the game in the first place.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Energy and Jam show, allows me to take that into an LLC and be able to
it gives you credibility as well.
Yeah, it gives me credibility as well. I have a show, been doing this for a while, and as I said, if I'm not getting paid now, the thing is what I want to do is build this up enough to where I can sell it, So it's like I ain't even tripping. I want to have the best possible package that I can, and I'm always trying to improve it and like add some tweaks and stuff to where I'm like, okay, once I feel like I have it all the way wrapped up, that's when I start pitching it out to everybody.
Is that why you're starting to do the podcast?
I'm just trying to just do more, just be more involved.
Yeah.
That's all it's about. That's what everybody looks at, analytics and all this. So it's like, shoot, we just need to keep putting stuff out.
But you're doing all this stuff that you could. One of the reasons why radio and TV is kind of slowly dying is because of what I'm doing right here.
Podcasting.
Taking
it out of the game.
No, not just podcasting. Just the ease of access to this kind of equipment to get this stuff out to everybody who.
Right.
Obviously, I'm not getting out to everybody. That's, I guess, where the radio feature comes in because it's forcing it upon people's ears. But you're wanting to like build it and grow it so you can sell it to like a Sirius or something. But if you're just doing all this stuff on your own, have you thought about just doing it all your own and then just having your like you don't have a boss, you are your own boss. You're not worrying about selling it to Sirius because your YouTube channel is so big.
Yeah, well the thing is, I definitely do want to like do something like that for sure. But that's the whole thing. As long as I'm keeping my business, as the whole, then I would love to do that. But my love in the game is for radio.
Okay.
I want to keep pushing this shit, like
radio is the key.
Yeah, that's where I'm a radio personality. Like that's.
But I mean, I'm just saying, make a radio show for the internet.
Radio show for the internet. But I want to do all that too. But one of the main goals is to keep pushing this format in some way.
I love the radio,
XM or whatever,
Yeah.
But it's obviously all gonna be digital in some way, The
radio will always be there.
So hopefully, when I do this next little step, I can have it more formulated to where maybe this is the one that can go instead of this. But hopefully, everything we're setting up like that. Shit, we need more content, more avenues. Anyway,
just E&J as a whole blow up.
Yeah, whatever. As many ways as I can get it out there, whatever way, I ain't even tripping. Even if it goes that way first and then I can jump back in, I'm cool with that too.
What I don't know. What is your thoughts with all of this coronavirus stuff that it's changing so much? Like, are you able to go into your studio now?
Yeah, I mean, I've been going to
Oh, you guys are going?
I've been going the whole time. But we can't have any guests, we can't have any guests in the studio. And that's what's slowing down some of the momentum. I need to be doing all the video stuff and all that, but I like to have the guests in there and we can kick it. I've been doing these like visuals where we're taking these pictures and all this stuff that is pretty cool. And so not being able to do that kind of sucks, but no, I'm definitely still in the station. I'm in there for sure. Now I'm just green screening and just doing more like that. That's actually what I'm doing right now, trying to figure out the streaming on the OBS and like some type of live show.
Twitch? Have you thought about Twitch?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna probably move some to Twitch this week actually, because Facebook always takes down the stuff because of the music copyright act or whatever. DMCA.
Oh, you know what? Twitch will do that too.
Yeah, they're a little more lenient though. So I could probably get off more. What I need to figure out too is I need to go to like the help thing on Facebook and see if there's a way to talk to an actual person, not a robot, and try to figure out if my broadcasting license for the station can somehow be used for Facebook so we don't get the copyright act always, but the thing is, it's an algorithm, it's not a person being like, oh, he played Drake, like take it down. It's an algorithm. So I just need to try to see if that's something that we could do. If we could do that, that'd be super tight. And then I could stay on Facebook Live. I do like that, but I'm definitely trying to figure out how to get my show together like that. It's my third week doing it with the green screen, I think. And how I had it yesterday, I had it looking pretty nice, I thought. And I'm working on some new overlays like every week too.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man.
Yeah, man. Just trying to keep it pushing and trying to figure out new ways to engage people and also engage myself, not get burnt out and still have like a yearning to want to create more stuff. Because that's what it is a lot of times. If I want like something new, like the overlay thing, it's like, okay, I really got to kind of be inspired to create
an overlay for people listening is like a graphic thing for your, if you're watching like a TV show, like a video on YouTube, something behind them that makes it look pretty.
Behind them and in front of them, like CNN. Because what I want mine to be set more up is more like, more professional, more kind of GGN, but in some different ways too. I'm just working on it. I think it's really cool though. I like all this technology. This
How about
stuff
an old
is
MTV News?
Yeah, MTV. I should look up some older things too, that like some nostalgia things. Everybody likes nostalgia.
Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah,
in the
Yo
background.
MTV Raps one.
Like their studio.
Nostalgia is key though. I should look up some stuff like that because I have a shirt. This is random, but I have a shirt, like an all that shirt. It's like a vinyl, all that, and that shirt probably gets me more compliments than any shirt that I've ever had that I've spent like actual money. This shirt was like $11 or something. Like any like, I guess when I'm like in a suit or some stuff like that, dressed down to a T, you have to, people are going to probably compliment just because damn, you dressed in a suit. But like this shirt, it's like, doesn't matter where I go. Everybody's like, oh shit, all that. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of tight. It's just because of the nostalgia factor is kind of key sometimes with things. You know
what shirt I get the most compliments on?
What is it?
When I take it off.
Okay, that's not bad too, though.
Dad jokes, I got him.
He's got the dad jokes.
I got him. Yeah. What it's hard. I don't like. I was gonna say. It's hard to ask who are like some of your favorite local rappers because there's a lot of butthurt rappers around here. Have you noticed that or not? I've had this discussion before with other people that there's some sensitive Kansas City rappers. Do you find that?
Well, the thing is,
what's the local scene like?
Musicians and artists are sensitive. Like artists are sensitive. Period.
Damn it! I try to take myself out of that, but I'm sensitive too.
Yeah, like artists are kind of sensitive. Yeah, it really.
It's just now hitting me.
That's just how it goes. That's just like part of the game, and some people are more sensitive than others. But it's like, man, I ain't even tripping, bro. I always keep it real. I've had people giving me music for a long time, and I never have shied about being like, I'm not really messing with that or whatever. Come back with another one. You know, it is what it is, or it's just not, doesn't have a place. I'm trying to be nice to it, like, you know, I don't have a spot for it right now type situation.
Okay.
You know, come with some new shit. Like,
what do they say? What's like some of the more egregious things you've heard in retaliation to a comment like that?
Nobody's really gonna say nothing to me
Really?
like that. Like, yeah.
Fuck, you know what the fuck you're talking about? Fuck
Yeah,
you.
Okay. Like,
I know people that fuck with this. It goes hard. Fuck you. You don't
we
get none of that?
Hell
The
nah,
fuck you don't talk
hell
about some
nah,
KKFI bullshit.
Yeah,
Fuck
Go
you.
ahead. I'm motherfuckers know who I am, but without the music stuff too, without the radio. So it's like, psh, okay, you're not gonna play me like that. Like,
Yeah.
So you know, it's most people, I go about it respectfully, you know, too, but they probably know not to try to play me like that.
Good.
But yeah, I don't really run into no trouble, and most of the cats I like, you know, for the most part.
Right.
I try to stay in the circles where I'm not going to be around a whole bunch of whack rappers. Like, I'm fucking grown. I'm an OG. I don't even want to be around the shit that I don't like that. So it's like, why am I even encountering this? You know,
Yeah.
But then there's just like emails and stuff. And people pulling up on me, and I still will take CDs from people on the street and stuff too. Like, you never know. There's always a couple cats sometimes that are still pushing it like that are tight too. And I met some people that I already like have knew of, and then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, man, you know, good to meet you. I'm glad to see you grinding. I know that digital sales and streaming and all that is key right now, but I still have a respect for people passing out the CDs too.
I love CDs.
Thing
I
is,
got
like,
a few here. I
not
love
many,
them.
Not as many have CD players and stuff too, but
Right.
I like a pressed CD. Okay, like, I still like it. So
I do too.
if you happen to have great music on it, then it's like, well, shit, yeah, this is tight. You know.
I love it. Like, yeah, I've got a few here. I wish, yeah, I would take as many CDs as I could get. I love, hella.
But the CD pass out game, I feel like, oh, it might be 50.
It's almost an homage
yeah.
when you do it now. It's just
Right.
kind of like a throwback. Like,
well, if
you
you're
know,
outside of the
it's how people
the
started when they were
liquor
throwing
store, you outside the liquor
yeah.
store or whatever, you can make some bread out there.
Uh-huh.
Thing is, you know, money, you're not doing any shows. What I was saying was, you're not doing any shows right now. Okay, so your show money is gone. Hopefully you're getting streaming money, but that money is sometimes slow and you might not be getting a lot. What you can do is put $5 in your hand if you have a CD. You know, if you have multiple CDs, you still have a way to make some money, like, because that's all it's about, trying to still make some money.
Yeah.
So that's always the way, even if it's a dying art, whatever.
Right.
But if you need motherfucking money, then you're gonna have to hustle, and that's a way to do it.
That is the thing I have noticed. You have to hustle. You have to, especially hip hop. I mean, how many rappers are in Kansas City?
5,000.
That's a good number.
Like, right,
That's a good number.
Right, 5,000 rappers, probably.
And that's Kansas City that does not get recognized. We have very few people that know about us, and there's at least 5,000
There's probably 5,000
people
rappers
out
here,
there.
dog.
And to even stand out to be even the top 2,500, you gotta hustle.
How many people live in Kansas City?
Million. Metro.
1.25, like in the metro or something.
Metro is about 1 million.
Let's see. We probably got some more people after the Chiefs won, though.
Oh, it's growing.
You feel me?
But I mean, just that number. And I see a lot of people out there that say they're a rapper, but they're not. They're not doing what they need to do. Like, you
No.
gotta.
Well, a lot of time it's just like kind of the idea, not necessarily. You don't even really want to be a rapper. You just want,
The
you
idea
know,
of it.
money and hoes and clothes. Like,
Right.
you don't want to be a rapper.
You want to put the work
You
in.
don't want to learn your lyrics. You don't want to write nothing new. You don't want to elevate your sound. You don't want to actually pay for studio time. Like, you just want the shit that comes with it. You know.
You want to tell your friends,
You
yeah,
wanna
I'm a
tell your
rapper.
friends,
Here's
"Oh,
my
You want to tell
CD.
your friends I did the show.
I got shit on SoundCloud. Check me out.
We got 2.1 million people in the KC
No
metro
way.
population area, and I guarantee we got 5,000 rappers there. Out of 2 million, you know we got 5,000 rappers, dog, for sure.
That might be conservative.
Right? we might got more than 5,000.
All right, now how many good rappers do we have?
See, yeah,
you know?
that's exactly what I was thinking too. Like,
Because even then, there's some good ones.
You know what? Because I love the town, I'm gonna say we got at least 1,000. Maybe we got probably at least 1,000 good rappers. I feel like maybe I'm tripping. Am I crazy right now? I'm just loving the town too much. I might be tripping. I don't have 1,000 good rappers in my thing. Okay, so we probably got We got at least.
How many people would you want to pay to go see?
We got at least. But the thing is, here's what I'm saying. We have so much talent in Kansas City that if we have that many rappers, I feel like, yeah, we probably got 1,000 good rappers. Like, 1,000 people that can rap.
I guess we might.
People, motherfuckers, you can be in Kansas City and you could be like somewhere random, and motherfuckers, if there's a cipher or something, you might run into somebody who's like, damn, this dude can spit, and he was just random pulled up in this, and it's like, damn, multiple people can rap well, then not. I feel like there is a lot of bad rappers, but people still got bars, and Kansas City has a lot of people who can spit, like, for real.
Yeah. What do you think of the Kansas City style? Kind of that more.
I like it. The gritter music, and shit. I fuck with it. It's the town. It's kind of like we're hand in hand, like with the Bay a little bit. We're like they influence us. We kind of influence them and stuff. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense though. And
how does that, like, how did that? We do have a big Bay presence.
I don't even know exactly how, but I know that we messed with Mac Dre here, right? He's from the Bay. He, got killed here and stuff, and people have been bumping Mac Dre since I was, a youngin'. So ever since then, I know there was some type of connection. They lost him.
D-Walk's got that Cocktails, that Too Short sample right now.
Yeah, and JP, I don't even know his last name. JPZ. Yeah, he rocks with Too Short and all that too, man.
How tall is he?
Too Short?
No.
JP?
Yeah.
He's pretty short. He's probably shorter than Too Short, I bet. But I never met him, but I like his music. I know he just dropped a song too. He's grinding. He's been grinding for a long time.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about him is I'm watching his videos for a long time.
He's got some cool videos.
He's got
a West Coast feel to him.
He be making tight beats too.
Yep.
And he gets on the beat thing and he'll like smile super big, super big. And I'm like, this is kind of pissing me off. Like, but then I'm like, you know what, man? He's doing his damn thing. And so like, I dig it. He's like, I get it, man. Yeah, man. Shine on these haters.
He's happy, man.
Shine on these
like
haters.
He's always happy.
Shine on them, piss them off, bro. Like, you doing it. Like, so yeah, I respect him.
What do I need to do? How do I get better?
Well, what I was wanting to know, how do you feel about white rappers? That's what I want to know.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. I just like good rap. If it's good rap,
I knew you was gonna say that, but here's what I want to know. Like,
I like some white rappers.
JPZ I fuck with. This is outside of him. And like Etho, I fuck with him too. But I feel like a lot of the time it's got to be chopping. Like the white rappers, they love to do the chopping a lot of the time.
G-Eazy?
Am I wrong? Yeah, Jeezy's Bay. Jeezy's so Bay that I don't even know. He's definitely not. He's definitely not chopping. He's one of them for sure.
I think a lot of some of the younger white rappers are kind of gotten some of that Eminem influence, like when he was kind of doing some of his faster stuff. Because I see a lot of, I mean, of course, it just seems natural that a lot of white rappers would kind of model themselves after Eminem, right?
It's a short answer, is what you're saying. The answer,
I think,
the answer's Eminem. Hey, you know what? You're correct. You're right. That's what it is. It's him. It's him. It's like, well, the greatest white rapper known to man so far was the rapper like that.
And not only that, but I mean, he is one of the greatest rappers. He's
definitely
he's up there. He's in the conversation.
Lyrically, he's super cold.
Prolifically, I mean, he's a legend.
I fuck with him. He's a legend, but I just don't bump him like that now no more. But
I'm not suggesting anybody should.
There's still a couple old M songs that I fuck with, and the ones with Dre I think are cold. And he on Renegade, they say he might have beat Jay-Z. I don't know about that, but he's got bars for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I go back when he first came out. That was in my era. I'm 40, and I bought that CD as soon as it came out, and I was blown away. I mean, that whole first CD is just the one with like phenomenal.
the old house on the front or whatever it was, and
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was a good album though. He was crazy. He was saying some crazy shit.
Yeah, his first couple albums, he was saying some crazy shit.
I feel like Little Dicky is like a son of his, but in a different way. He's like a son of him and Weird Al almost. Like,
I think Weird Al might be more of a better comparison, maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, as far as how they're doing, especially with the funniness, but I just think Little Dicky still like raps kind of fast, and he's still He's still got some hip hop.
He can switch it up,
Still
but
got some hip hop. Like and he's a white rapper, so I feel like he's still a son. He's still a son. But then it was like, you know, Weird Al. He found a thing with that too.
He is a white rapper, but he's doing something. He even admits that's something a little bit different. He knows that funny rap, that comic rap. You know, he's a comedian.
Rap. I like funny rap, and
I do too.
I feel like funny rap.
I mean, he's got flow. He's got skill.
Right. No, he definitely got a little flow. I feel like funny rap is kind of also the beginning of the rap stage. People have a fondness for it because, like, if you're a little kid, if you're spitting some bars or whatever, it's like, what are you gonna rap about? Like, what, you know, like you rap about your toys or like a fucking pie or something, you know? And it's like just kind of like fun rap, you know, like fun rap. And there's some type of joy in fun rap that can still be put out there, and that's a lot what artists are trying to do too. Anyways, you know, just encapsulate that, just still fun rap. Just have. I mean,
some people are,
yeah, and some people want, you know, dark stuff too. Sometimes that's what I want to listen to too. I ain't trying to be all uppity up and stuff. Sometimes I'm just trying to sit.
Sometimes you want some Brother Lynch,
low,
you know.
Right back, you know. Yeah. Sometimes I'll bump some DMX, you know, like.
Love some
that
DMX.
Slippin's like one of the hardest songs ever, and that's like a super depressing song kind of. But it's like, man, he was spitting though. That man, he definitely could
had a run. DMX had a real nice run. Real nice run.
He's one of the greatest rappers of all time too.
Kind of sucks seeing him.
Well, I think he's doing
struggle
good
you know?
now. I think he's doing good now, though.
Is he?
Yeah. He's doing good now. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he is.
I seen him
financially.
I mean, he did. He's done some shows. He ain't on drugs. You know, he's been doing all right. I follow some people who fuck with him and stuff, and he's doing way better than he was for sure. Stealing cars and pretending to be an FBI agent and all that stuff. Nah, man, he's out there.
That's what you love about him, though. Like I love DMX, man. I love him.
And if we're gonna talk actors, rap actors, he was at the forefront of the rap actor game. You know, like
you know who Sean Edwards said was Tupac.
Oh yeah, well yeah, Tupac.
Sean Edwards said Tupac is the greatest rapper actor ever.
It's could be argued. I could see that.
And I never thought about DMX.
I mean, Tupac was a great actor for sure.
You know who I thought of after that conversation was Common.
Common, you know, Ice Cube. Who else? Yeah, you know, there's Ice Cube's one of my favorites too, for real. A rapper actor. He came out with some of the greatest freaking movies, hood classics of all time. Fridays and All About the Benjamins is like one of the funniest movies ever. I don't care when you watch it. Like every time I watch that shit, I am cracking up, man. Him and Mike Epps are like gold together for sure. Yeah, the rapper actors. I like DMX. He had the one with Aaliyah though, and he was always like fighting. He was like fighting and beating people up and shooting and all that. Like, and he still like would keep in New York, like getting ATV somehow.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Always, like they always had an ATV for him and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, you know what, the X-Man is all right.
Yeah.
You know, like he's out here, him and Steven Seagal kicking ass. I'm like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yep.
Yeah, Tupac for sure though.
Common
was good. Common's a great
I'm
rapper
to think
too.
Who else is a really good rap actor? I can't think it off the top of my head.
I said fucking around, just Method Man.
Method Man.
You said Method Man is like one of the worst actors.
Method Man. Did you see that one movie he was in?
Probably. I love Method
with
Man.
The cobbler. Like,
oh yeah, he was in that.
The cobbler.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad at that.
That was a racist. Kind of racist. Yeah.
But it was he kind of acted too. It forced him to kind of act, you know?
Yeah.
And I did like that though. But it was also like, what the fuck was this movie, bro? Like,
that was a strange movie.
It was really weird.
And I kind of liked it because it was so strange.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the best shit to watch. Like my favorite genre of television and shows is sci-fi off rip. But what I'm trying to say is my favorite genre for real is like the what the fuck just happened genre. That's my favorite genre. I'm like, wait, what? Like
a twisted ending or something.
What just happened? Every episode, I'm like, oh shit, bro, I don't even know. Or it's just get crazy, like Westworld and stuff like that. Man.
I haven't seen Westworld.
Westworld. I watch all the shows that are like crazy.
You
like
ever
that.
messed with Fringe?
Fringe. I think I watched some of it, but I didn't get too far in it.
It's really good. It's the one that's got Pacey from Dawson's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
What's that kid's name?
I don't know.
He's fucking my age now.
I have to.
What Pacey from Dawson's
Pacey?
Creek?
Man, I
Josiah, Josh.
I never seen no Dawson's Creek.
Yeah,
bro.
well, you're 30. I'm 40. That was my time.
Come on, man. Black people ain't know no Dawson's Creek.
That's not true. That's not true.
Dawson's Creek, bro. No, you know ain't no name Dawson's Creek, man.
Black people know Dawson's Creek.
Everybody knows it. We know it. And
Yeah.
the funny thing is, we know this guy too. Yeah, we know him.
Everybody knows this guy.
We know him.
He was in The Skull.
Yeah, what's his name?
Whatever.
James Vanderbeek? Is that
No, the
him?
other guy, but he's great.
Joshua Jackson.
Joshua Jackson, that guy.
See, I know him a little less.
When you look
but
at him, if you saw
know
him,
him, though.
he was a pimp.
Fringe. He was in the Mighty Ducks, so he's good by me.
He's
D1 and D2.
awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. He was great. Pacey. Yeah, I don't even know. What were we talking about?
I don't even know, dude.
Oh, sci-fi shit. Oh, Fringe.
Yeah, the sci-fi shit,
Fringe.
Fringe.
It's got that guy. That is such a good. It's like alternate universe reality
that.
type shit where they travel back and forth
Mhm.
and they're using sensory deprivation tanks, eating acid and going into the deprivation tanks and then
That'd be
trying all
crazy.
these like just. Yeah, that's a really good interdimensional travel type stuff, and it was a TV show, and it's phenomenal. I think you can probably find it on Hulu or
Hell yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
It's
I like
out there.
space a lot. I like outer space a lot and stuff like that. Time traveling and
Yeah, I'm into
all
that shit too.
That's cool. It's some of my favorites. Sci-fi is really my favorite always, but there's not always a whole bunch of good stuff really. So I just be watching the shit with the twists and stuff. Like, okay.
Do you listen or read the books?
Yeah, I read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of books. I be listening to audiobooks before I go to bed. Got a little something on here. And it is this one, it's like called The Quantum Magician or something. It's so weird. Like it's like they create a species of human. It's called the Homo Quantus, right? And it's like, this is way in the future. It's like they develop him to be kind of like a machine almost, like a computer, a human quantum computer type situation where they can go into this mode called like savant mode where they lose a lot of their regular human perception. Like they won't be able to like detect emotion or anything like that. But what they will be able to do is like see in like 5 different planes and like be like, okay, we can basically figure anything out, type shit. And that I'm like on the second book of that series right now, and it's kind of crazy.
It's good?
Yeah, it's
real good.
It's pretty good. I know a lot of.
Would you recommend it?
I would recommend it, but there's another one that I would recommend. I can't remember it off top, but
Give me a good recommendation for an audio
I
book.
gotta look, bro. Let me actually look, because this one I told my homie about it, and he was like, "Man, that shit. There's this one book that is definitely crazy. It was like there was 3 parts. I just couldn't even believe it. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, what?
I got one for you too. After
what
you.
was going on? What's the one you got while I'm looking?
Red Rising
Red Rising
by Pierce Brown.
I've seen that one a lot, but I haven't actually ever got it.
Dude, I am telling you right now. I've read a lot of books, science. I've read everything Michael Crichton ever written.
Michael Crichton.
He was like I grew up on him.
The best sci-fi writer, one of the best for sure.
I was reading him when I was in junior high. I've read so many books. This Red Rising series is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I've read it back to back. I'm going to read it again. I've read it, gone through
Red Rising
by Pierce Brown.
Yeah, I've actually
There's
seen that
five.
a whole
There's
bunch
5
of times.
books, but there's a first series is 3, and then there's a new series that's gonna have 3 also, and there's 2 of them.
There it is. It's called Fear the Future is the one I'm looking at. Fear the Future.
Fear the Future
by Stephen Moss.
That's one you recommend?
I'd recommend that to everybody if you like sci-fi. That mug is crazy, and it's 3 books. It's really good.
All right, I'm gonna check that out. But yeah, I'm telling you.
The Rising.
Red Rising.
Red Rising. Yeah,
I'll
I definitely
send it
will,
to you.
because I have I've seen that. It's probably like one of my favorites. Like, I need to check it out. I definitely got it on there.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
Hell yeah.
It's like the first book is like Hunger Games crossed with Game of Thrones, but harder.
See, that's the
Harder, but
reason
then
I didn't go in, because I was.
But that's just the first
seemed
book.
a little too Hunger Games to me.
It is. The first book is, but then after that, it goes. It's worth it. You have to. The reason why it's like that is you get invested in these characters and you learn you just get invested in these characters and learn just their kind of story from the beginning, and then it gets into the science. Then the second book's probably the best, is better than the first book, because that's when the science fiction really like all the technology and the traveling and all the spaceships and all that shit comes out. But it's worth it. It's so worth it. It's so fucking good. Dude.
I'll definitely check it out.
So good. I'm telling you.
For sure. Yeah, I'm always looking for new books like that. My favorite author for a while is Clive Cussler. He puts out like he puts out, I forgot what type of books he does, but that's my favorite cat right now.
Yeah.
He does this thing called the Organ Files. They're really cool. Like I read all of those ones, and he's got a whole bunch of different ones. He made the book that they did the movie Sahara or whatever with like Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, nice.
He did that one, and he did a couple other ones too that they made into movies, but I like him a lot. He's like, I guess like action espionage type stuff is what he does. He does it really well though.
You mess with Rick and Morty?
Yeah, Rick and Morty. I fucking love Rick and Morty, man. I love all that trippy sci-fi shit. That's like right up the alley. Sometimes it's a little too weird, but
I love the weirdness.
Not too weird though. It doesn't go too weird, but it's one of my favorites for sure. They're cool.
I love them.
Yeah.
So good. I haven't seen the newest season yet. I'm waiting for it to come out.
Yeah, they're about to start. I think at the end of this month they're going to start doing some new stuff. I haven't been watching too many cartoons as of recent. I used to like still check out Family Guy sometime and stuff.
I'm over them. I've been over that forever.
Yeah, they kind of suck, and you know, I heard there's some new thing on Netflix though that's supposed to be really good, like the Midnight something. I don't know. It's put on by
cartoons.
Yeah, it's some cartoon thing. It's supposed to be like a trippy visualization journey. TV show or something.
Okay, I'm into it.
And it's supposed to be really cool. It's called like the Midnight something. I don't know what it is, but it looked like it was supposed to be really good, and everybody who likes that type of stuff would be into it.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
How about Black Mirror?
Black Mirror. Look, I like Black Mirror. This last season though, that's what I mean. They's taking that shit too far, bro. Like they took it too
Which
far
one?
in season 5.
Black Museum.
Black Museum, that
I
was
liked
kind
that
of
one a
crazy.
lot.
I liked a lot. I liked some of them. I liked the one with my boy.
Oh,
with
Crocodile.
My boy. The one where the homies were like playing games and then they like were doing each other in the game. I was like, nah, bro, y'all are doing too much with this Black Mirror shit.
I forgot about that one.
I'm for, you know, all gender roles and do whatever you want. Okay, straight up. Not judging.
That,
but
yeah.
bro, I'm not. This is not what I signed up for. Okay, like so I had to back out.
I forgot about that. Was a trippy episode.
It was a little too much. I'm like, bro, man.
I really like that Crocodile. I think it was called Crocodile. It was the one with they like were driving on the countryside on a cliff and hit a bicyclist and kind of killed him, or maybe not, and threw him off the cliff, and they were trying to come away with murder, and then. But people could record.
Oh yeah, I actually do kind of remember that one. It was like out in the country, and then she like went to the house or something.
Yeah, and then but things would get recorded. How do things get recorded? Everything would always get recorded.
Everything's
somehow.
always recorded.
Yeah,
the people like got the thing in their eye and all that stuff, and
it's such a good show. I love. Yeah, that's the stuff I'm into.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. They also have that Bandersnatch one where you like got to choose your own adventure.
Did you like that?
I mean, yeah, it was cool. I wish
I liked the idea.
I liked the idea. Yeah, I'd like to see it move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked one that was maybe more sci-fi or just a little less dark. You know, one that was just a little less dark. That one was cool, but there was like really no good ending. It was like maybe that's the Bandersnatch game or whatever, but it's like wasn't really no good way out, and it was all kind of fucked up.
I went through all the. Did you go through all the endings?
Yeah, it was like all kind of fucked up. Yeah, pretty much. Like so, it was like. What was the point of this?
It's like Black Mirror, that's the point. It's just a dark show.
Right? Yeah,
just
for sure.
Just a dark show.
I'd like to see it maybe used in some different ways. I'd like to see like a Clue version type situation,
okay.
You know? I like that movie what was it? The Hotel what's that train that they used to take? Not the Trans-Siberian, the motherfucking Orient Express.
Oh yeah.
Murder on the Orient Express. That's like a Clue one.
It's a classic.
Yeah, and they remade it, and the remake's really good too.
I'm sure it is. Classic stories are good when they're remade correct in our time.
Hell yeah. And that's what it is now, too. A lot of remakes. What I'm wondering is, what's going to happen to the movie game? Like, what's going to happen to the movies? People, I already seen like AMC was beefing with like Universal Studios or something, because they released Trolls, and then they were like, look, we're gonna do this maybe for other shit too, though. And they were like, nah, hold up, y'all are fucking up our money now, bro. And they're like, we're not gonna play any of your movies. AMC said they're not playing any Universal movies.
I thought AMC was kind of saying we might actually be done. Like we might not be able to open up after this.
Universal's talking about all that shit, and it's definitely got to be pretty tight.
Do you think movie theaters are done as we know them?
No. What I think is we're actually about to have a resurgence in drive-thrus.
I believe that. I believe drive-thrus will probably be.
I went to the drive-thru last season. It was great.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends just like 2 days ago. She was saying that she misses going to the movies. I was like, well, hopefully we can go through the drive-thru or the drive-in soon.
Yeah.
But still, that's only for a season. It's seasonal, and they're only so big. There's only so much space.
And there's
for
nothing
them.
like movie theater sound, really. You're using that little thing. But shoot, what I'm saying is, if there's a resurgence, that means maybe we'll see a 2020 drive-in. We haven't seen a 2020 drive-in. I-70 Speedway.
How much better can it be? I mean, it's going to be, you're confined to your vehicle.
Can be actually no. You can turn it to your radio now too.
Right.
You don't even actually do that. So
right.
So the sound was all right, but yeah, I don't know, man. I like them though. I'd like to see him maybe make a little comeback. Cool.
I love them too. I think they're awesome, but it's still not the same as on a cold November day.
Yeah, going
to watch a Thanksgiving movie or a Christmas movie at the movie theater, getting that popcorn.
Right, getting the popcorn.
Or I don't know about you, but I used to make out with girls in the sixth grade at the movie theater.
The movie theater was always a good little date place. In middle school we one time like invited multiple girls to different movies.
Yeah.
It was like just we'll be right back, and then go into the other one. They like caught us and shit.
Of course.
Yeah. Always.
Kids.
Yep. We were young and dumb, Hopefully we're getting a little smarter now. I think I am, though, I'd say.
I thought I was for a while, but now I'm going back down. I'm getting dumber.
Right. I'm trying to make sure I'm still learning. What I haven't done this quarantine is get on like the library websites. They always have like e-learning and stuff, and even I see Harvard is offering a lot of online courses and stuff like that. Just like picking up something new or trying to reinforce something that I'm already working in.
That's interesting.
That's something that I need to get back on. I was watching a lot of those things, like on Pro Tools and just editing and just whatever, really. But they have so many free resources to learn. YouTube Academy. That's one thing about the young kids. The younger generation, they use YouTube. Like, they know YouTube. They will learn.
You're looking at YouTube here. Everything I know how to do. This whole studio. Everything. Yeah. I learned everything on YouTube.
And that's the great thing about YouTube generation. It can be anybody too, though. You know, like once you realize you can just get on there and learn whatever, it's like, okay, this is the way.
It's my first spot I go to. Mm-hmm. I don't know shit about cars or anything like that. And my truck out there, the serpentine belt broke. I Googled how to change a serpentine belt, got in there, bam, freaking easy. Easy. This girl on Facebook yesterday was, hey, I'm looking for home workouts. Does any of you guys know where I can find a good home workout I don't want to pay for anything? I was like, go YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube, I go type whatever kind of workout you want. Do you want to do CrossFit? Do you want to do boxing? Like what kind of, plyometrics, whatever you want.
The best,
I want to have a body like Jennifer Garner. Boom. I'm sure there's something like that will come up and give you a program for doing that at home for free.
Yep. YouTube's got it all, and it's a hole. Sometimes you go down the YouTube hole and you're like, man, what in the shit did I just watch? I actually, my cousin be sending me stupid ass videos a lot of the time on YouTube. I'm like, bro, how did you even find this? He sent me one last week, man. It is so fucking funny. It's this dude. I don't even know his name. I definitely have the link though. We'll have to watch it, dude, before I get out of here. Yeah. And it's some guy, and his song is like, they want to see me dead because of my hops or something, like, and he's just like it's like all green screen. He's just like
doing box jumps
beat
or something?
they're like doing box jumps in the background, like, and the beat is like ridiculous, but it also is like kind of hard too. I was like, I don't even hoop, but I be playing 2K and I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, they want to see me dead. I get on there, I'm like, yeah, they want to see me dead because of my hops, dog. I'm like, I know it. Like, the song is so great. It's like ridiculous.
Man.
He's got like 2 verses too. I'm like, man, and the dude's YouTube has all this weird stuff, but yeah. What do you think about the alien UFO videos? They just released the UFO videos, but I'm pretty sure they already had done these ones before earlier this year. Did you see that though?
Yeah, listen, man, I've been
officially released.
I've been paying attention to this stuff for a while. I'm into the UFO stuff.
Okay.
And they seem to be in a couple spots on the East Coast and the West Coast, just offshore. And they seem to be pretty credible sources. But they keep saying that it defies all of our known technology and gravity as well. The way that these are moving. The
way you can move in the spaces we know it.
And with the speed of it and just what that would do, like whiplash-wise to a human body, just moving those kind of movements, like the technology you would need to mitigate that kind of internal movement, if you will. It was just something that we don't know about. And it seems more and more they're putting it out there, right? Like, it's like you can't deny it. Those videos are real.
They're real. I don't know. Like, obviously nobody really knows what they are. I think
nobody knows what they are, but the videos seem to be real.
A lot of times I feel like, well, okay, look here. The thing is with me, man, it's like I honestly do not put anything past the United States government, period. I do not put anything past the United States government. Hey, I'm saying from I can't really speak on any other place like that. It would be observation from what I've read or whatever, but I ain't been there, I ain't lived there, and I don't know how it really goes down. But I've seen how America works, okay? Like,
sure.
And I've also learned from my father, my grandmother, my mother, okay? I know how this shit is set up, and it's fucked up, okay? It's been fucked up for a long time, how they moving out here, and they will lie to you, and and do all type of stuff, lie to you and steal from you. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just got some shit too. We got some shit that some people aren't privy to. I feel like if you can buy a drone at the gas station right now, you can buy a drone. How long do you think it took for that to be able to happen? Like, if we can buy a drone at the gas station right now, that means they had a drone,
no, I don't think so.
30 years ago? 20 years ago?
No, not necessarily. Because I believe the private sector is further ahead than the government sector when it comes to a lot of technology, because there's more of an incentive for these minds to make money and go towards that sector.
Yeah, like Elon and them, and the private sector definitely has a lot of money, but the government prints it though. They are missing money from like so many places and shit. Like $1 billion just goes to disappear. Where like more than that, it's like, no, bro. They print money. They doing whatever they want. They got more money than everybody because they got all our money. They could have they earmark it.
Yeah, there might be some
for the past however long. Like, come on, man. Defense budget. Our defense budget looks like this. The rest of America's everything else like this. The defense budget is like
I agree
all
with
of our
you
shit.
there.
So it's like, I don't know, man.
There might be some kind of
some
agencies that are kind of underground that are coming up with some crazy technology. Maybe, but I just can't see them coming up with anything further or faster or better than any of the private sector in the world. I can't see them outpacing private sector unless perhaps there is alien technology that only the government has from a long time, and they're working independently or back engineering some of that stuff in Area 51. Well, it's not exactly area, but somewhere in the Nevada desert. Perhaps.
Maybe.
But I don't think it's quite as likely. But I don't know. I think about this stuff. I'm fascinated about this stuff. One thing, I used to joke around. I bring it up a lot, and I used to just kind of joke around saying I like this idea, I like this concept. But the more I look into it, the more I read about it and hear, and it sounds crazy even saying out loud, but it is simulation theory.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's not, there's some mathematicists that say that it's more probable that we are in a simulation than we are not.
Mm-hmm.
So I have thought about if perhaps this is a simulation and these things are moving at such crazy angles. Think about what a simulation is, just a computer. And you look at our computers and you look at a mouse, look at your mouse cursor.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what this shit's like. It might be just something as silly, as ridiculous as we are in this crazy simulation. And this is just like a glitch in a computer where it's kind of like a mouse type thing that's just interfering with the program.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like the idea of simulation theory, especially for discussion. But when I think of it, I believe in God, and I think that if you believe in that, or even if you believe in if there's a certain thing after this, if you believe in anything after this current life, how old are you going to maybe live to? Even if you live to 100, right? That's a long ass life as a human. But if there's any time after this time, then that's going to eclipse those 100 years by infinite, right? The number would be
something
infinite.
we can't comprehend.
Something we can't comprehend. So after this is something we can't comprehend, then this 100 years would almost be like, it's almost like a simulation. If you're going to the next plane, I don't necessarily know about the computer or similar, but I could see like how it almost is a simulation because the short time of life is, minuscule compared to whatever is next. So it'd you'd look back at it like, damn, was that a simulation? It was only, I've been in space now for 2,000 years or wherever I was at.
Right.
It's like I was a human. When was I a human? You feel me? Like it was a long time ago.
What happens when we wake up?
Right. What happens when we wake up?
Well, I don't necessarily think that you cannot believe in both God and simulation. I believe it would be possible to believe in both.
Maybe it's God's computer.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't think so, unless, or it depends on what your definition of God would be, I suppose. But I mean, just if you look at the technology that it's going right now, and just look since the time of Pong
mm-hmm.
to what we have virtual reality wise now, and that has not been a long time.
Insane.
And take that time and just double it from the virtual reality now to the time, however Pong ago was. What was that, 40 years ago? Perhaps. Let's say 40 years ago was Pong. I don't know. Say 40. No,
it's probably like 36.
Just think what 40 years from now. That's not that long of a time. From now, what the virtual reality will be from 40 now, it's going to be indiscernible from real life.
It's going to be like Ready Player One. Did you ever see that one?
I've read the book a couple times.
Yeah, I read the book. I listened to audio, but then I saw the movie, and I actually ended up buying it. Like, it's really good. It is a little different.
Way different. It's a completely different story.
Yeah,
but it's still really. I do like them. A lot of people hated on the movie that watched the book. I was like,
well,
the book was amazing. It was great, but the movie was really good too. It was a fun movie. But
really
it was the book was way better, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it might be something like Ready Player One, like where it's indiscernible.
But isn't that how we always think though? Like, isn't that because I feel like even when. I wasn't there for Palm, but like when video games first started coming out in the 90s, I'm thinking like, man. Yep, one of these days we're gonna have the suit. Like
we are.
We're definitely gonna.
They have
this
haptic
suit.
suits now.
Yeah, and they got the treadmill, the 360 treadmill is really cool.
They even have beyond that where they have you can track. It's a wireless headset. You can walk, and then you just walk the perimeter of whatever. Say you're in your garage or a park or something. I don't know. You just walk a perimeter where you stop, and then it censors that, and you walk the whole perimeter, and it censors it. And then you can walk around and be free in that zone. And when you come close to the border, it comes all opaque. And you're like, oh, that's the border. I can't go past that.
Mm-hmm. I've seen...
so it's getting there. So
I've seen some Oculus Rift stuff, and I've seen people hooking them up pretty cool, like where it comes down from the ceiling, and then you have like 4 cameras in each corner. Like, they're definitely... Virtual reality is actually coming up a lot. I really like PlayStation VR. That's something that I actually want to show my pop sometime. I haven't brought it over to him, but I think that'd be pretty cool. You know, it's fun. You can still like get sometimes like a feeling in your stomach like of a drop and stuff like that, and that just means it's tricking your mind. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of working, you know.
So if you can see that progression, how we're doing it now, where you could possibly see where our life is just we wake up and we plug ourselves in, and that's why wouldn't we do that? Or it's easier to do that. Like we're hooked up to some kind of
fully connected, all that
feeder
stuff.
tube, catheter
Matrix,
type. Yeah,
the Matrix.
Yeah, but not quite as dark. Not like machines control. Who knows?
Well, I just mean, you know, their pods they in like freaking dude. I don't know. I could see some stuff like that, but I hope not. Shoot, I hope we get outside still. Hopefully we are able to see. Hopefully we don't nuclear weapon out the sun where we have to go underground, you know. But I also wouldn't be surprised if we do. Like, wouldn't be too surprised. I'd be like, damn, this shit, bro. Like, I fucking knew it, you know.
I mean, 2020 is off to an interesting start.
Right, it definitely is.
Who knows what happens after this? This could be an interesting time. I don't think it's gonna be. I think we're kind of done with most of the pandemonium and craziness, but it could have gotten a lot worse. This could have gotten Spanish flu type numbers and pandemic type where maybe other countries started taking advantage of other countries and kind of, you know, this is when shit happens between governments and countries.
Mm-hmm.
I think we kind of maybe dodged a bullet there. Like China, you know, China was kind of they messed with Taiwan a lot. This was a time where they were kind of wanting to do something like that. If it was worse, who knows? They might have started a little.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think we probably dodged some good things. I think there's still some things that might happen in the future because
and there's
of
probably
the
some
economy.
things. I think there's some things that are happening like right now that we don't even know about for sure. Like all this stuff is on this. If every eye is on one thing, then you know something's going on the other side always for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know. We're not privy to it. All we can do is, you know, keep trying to take care of ourselves and our people. Like, shoot.
Keep it positive. Keep doing what we're doing. Keep putting out podcasts. Keep putting out the Energy and Jam show.
Yeah.
90.1 KKFI in Kansas City.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Every Saturday we playing all the local cats. You know, if you got bars, if you're tight, you can also send me some stuff. I'll give you some constructive criticism, but hopefully you're sending me heat because I don't want to have to even do that. I'd rather just be like, okay, that's hot, and play it off the rip. I know there's some cats who I haven't got up with. People are always sending me stuff, and sometimes I just let stuff slide, and I'm like, dang, I need to go back and like check that cat. And then I'll be like, I'll see him somewhere. I'm like, oh fuck, man, I know I need to check that shit out, you know. But I appreciate everybody, you know, sending me shit for sure, and we gotta keep it going, man, for sure.
Where can people send stuff to you?
They can send stuff to enjtracks@gmail.com. enjtracks, you know, easy as that. Or you can do energyandjams@gmail. You know, there's a lot of ENJ emails, but enjtracks or energy and jams for sure. I will get it. You can DM me on Instagram and all that stuff too. One half of ENJ or the Energy and Jam Show. You know, I'm out here for sure.
Boom, guys. If you want to get your stuff played on FM legit,
radio.
This is legit. This isn't some middle number. Yep. This is 90.1. Like, you can hear this everywhere.
You can hear it everywhere. You can stream all over, and definitely all over Kansas City. We got people listening in Lawrence, too, and stuff, and worldwide. I had somebody in Brazil tapping in with me this last week. I was like, I don't even know what you're saying, bro, but I appreciate you, you know, tuning in. He was, like, requesting shit. I'm like, bro, I don't even know about that, but listen, I appreciate you tuning in for sure. And artists, if you have your music, you know, if you have your BMI and ASCAP and all that stuff done, then you get paid for the spins too. So it's like, man, it's a little way to keep adding to the change in the account for real, you know.
Boom.
Streams ain't a whole bunch of money, but they do add up. And if you can get played every week and hopefully get picked up on other stations and stuff, it'll start adding up for real.
For real.
Because that's what it's about. Anything helps for real too. Those little BMI checks are nice.
Eddie, this was real.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this, man.
I appreciate you. And once it's back open and we can have guests in the station, I will definitely get you up there and you can come through the radio station, check out how we do there for sure.
Yeah.
Kick it.
Please, that'd be dope. Can I get a fist bump from you?
Yeah.
My man, appreciate you coming on. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope E&J blows up how you want.
We coming.
I want to, yeah. That's it, everybody. We're out of here. Bye.
Peace.